In 1871, a newly unified Germany looked around and realized it had a problem. No oil, no gold, no massive coal reserves like Britain, no cotton empires like France, just forests, potatoes, and a population that had spent the last few centuries being invaded by whoever felt like marching through. And yet, within 50 years, Germany became the most advanced industrial economy in Europe. Within 70, it was building rockets. By the 2000s, it was the economic engine of the entire European Union. So how does a country with almost nothing in the ground become one of the richest, most powerful nations on Earth? The answer isn't what you think, and it started with something much darker than an economic miracle. Let's rewind. Germany just unified under Bismarck. It's mostly farmland. The average German is poorer than the average Brit or French citizen. There's no German Microsoft, no German Standard Oil, no German anything. But there is something else, something boring, something no one talks about in history class. Germany had discipline, and it had engineers. Not the sexy kind, the kind who obsess over train schedules and chemical formulas, the kind who read textbooks for fun, and they had a plan. Instead of colonizing for resources, Germany decided to colonize knowledge. Here's how it worked. First, they copied everyone. British steam engines? Copied. French manufacturing techniques? Copied. American business models? Copied and improved. But they didn't just steal ideas, they systematized them. They built the world's first modern research universities. They fused academic research with industrial production in a way no one had done before. By the 1890s, German universities were producing more PhDs in chemistry than the rest of Europe combined. German chemical companies like BASF and Bayer weren't just making dyes, they were making the future. Synthetic fertilizers, pharmaceuticals, explosives, plastics. Germany turned science into an export. And here's the thing, none of this required oil fields or gold mines. It required books, labs, and a culture that treated engineers like rock stars. But let's be honest, this wasn't some beautiful Enlightenment story. Germany was playing catch-up, and when you're behind, you don't play nice. By the early 1900s, Germany's industrial machine was humming, but it was also hungry. It needed markets, it needed prestige, it needed to prove it belonged at the table with Britain and France. And when World War I broke out, Germany's industrial genius became a weapon. The Haber-Bosch process, invented in 1909, let Germany synthesize ammonia from thin air. That meant fertilizer. That also meant explosives. Without that invention, Germany would have run out of gunpowder in 6 months. Instead, the war dragged on for 4 years. Millions died, the economy collapsed, the empire fell, but the system survived. After World War I, Germany was gutted. The Treaty of Versailles stripped it of colonies, resources, and pride. Hyperinflation destroyed savings. People were burning money for warmth. And yet, by the mid-1920s, German industry was rebuilding. American loans helped, but so did something else. That same obsession with engineering, that same tight loop between research and manufacturing. Companies like Siemens, Bosch, and Tyson didn't just survive, they adapted. Then came the Nazis. And here's where the story gets uncomfortable, because the same industrial system that made Germany powerful also made it monstrous. The same chemical companies that made fertilizers made Zyklon B. The same engineering culture that built autobahns built concentration camps. Germany's strength wasn't just intellectual, it was organizational. And organization, when weaponized, is terrifying. By 1939, Germany had the most advanced war machine on the planet, not because it had more resources, but because it knew how to squeeze efficiency out of every ton of steel, every liter of synthetic fuel, every forced laborer. And then it lost again. Germany is rubble. The cities are flattened. The population is starving. The country is split in two by the Cold War. This should be the end of the story, but instead, something strange happens. West Germany rebuilds fast, and not just rebuilds, it booms. By the 1960s, West Germany is the third largest economy in the world. By the 1980s, it's the most competitive exporter on Earth. How? Same playbook, different context. Germany didn't have oil, so it focused on precision. It built machines that built other machines. It turned boring industries like automotive engineering, chemical processing, and electrical equipment into global monopolies. The Mercedes isn't just a car, it's a philosophy. Over-engineered, over-tested, built to last. That's the German export model. Not cheap, not flashy, just reliable. And it worked. Germany became the factory floor of Europe. Every supply chain ran through Frankfurt or Munich. But there was a twist. Germany also built something unusual, a social market economy. Capitalism, but with unions that actually had power, worker councils, apprenticeship programs, healthcare that didn't bankrupt you. It wasn't utopia, but it was stable. And stability, when you've burned down twice in 30 years, is worth more than gold. Fast forward to today. Germany is the fourth largest economy in the world. It's the backbone of the European Union. It's home to some of the most advanced manufacturing on the planet. But cracks are showing. Germany built its modern power on three pillars: exports, cheap Russian energy, and the assumption that China would stay a customer, not a competitor. All three are breaking. Russian gas? Gone after Ukraine. China now making its own high-end cars and machinery. Exports? Stalling as global trade fragments. And here's the irony. Germany succeeded because it didn't rely on natural resources. It relied on global markets, on energy imports, on the assumption that the world would stay open. But the world is closing, and Germany, once again, is caught in the middle. So what's the lesson here? Germany's rise wasn't about having everything. It was about obsessing over what it could control: education, engineering, precision, organization. But it's also a warning, because power without resources is fragile. It depends on access, on trust, on stability. And when those things vanish, even the strongest systems crack. Germany built an empire on knowledge, but knowledge alone can't keep the lights on. The question now is whether it can adapt again, or whether this time the world has moved on without it.